Hey guys, it's Max,
And this is Diego.
and we're back for a new season of the Premier League, and we're gonna guess our top 5 for this season.
Yup, it's a really exciting season. A lot of new players coming in.
So in 5th place, guys, I honestly think that it's gonna be Manchester United. Now I know that they've been having a rough last couple of seasons, but I do believe that with their new signings of Cunha and MANU, Sesko, and if they could possibly get, maybe Donnarumma, I think he might go to City, but if he does go to United, I think they have a good chance at maybe possibly getting 5th.
Yeah, honestly, we haven't talked about this, about our top 5s, and I said also Manchester United. I think they'll be top 5 for sure. I think they've had a rough couple of years, but I think this is a year where, they'll be somewhat consistent and they could, with like you said, their signings, I think they, fight for a top 5 position for sure.
All right, then in 4th place, I have Manchester City. I think that they're going to be a good team, a very tough team to play against, but I think that they're just missing something there. Kevin De Bruyne, I know he didn't play as much last season, but I feel like they're missing something there, so I'm going to put him in 4th place.
I think also City's missing something, and I did hear on the news something about, and I think this is key, Pep switching his format of coaching. He's letting his assistant coaches take more control of the games and practices and stuff, and I think that isn't sitting well in my mind. So I don't think they'll be fighting for those top positions. So I think top 4 is something really good, but not for the Champions League winners or EPL winners, for this year.
Yeah. So with City, I know the transfer market isn't closed quite yet, so there is still a chance that some of these teams will get more players, and maybe our opinions would change a little bit. With City, if they do get Donnarumma, I do see them finishing up a little bit higher. He's such a great goalkeeper. If they get Rodrigo, depending on an attacking player that they might get, this could change a little bit, but I do think that they're going to end up 4th.
Yeah, this prediction is really hard because the transfer market isn't over yet.
Yeah.
So a lot of things can change, and bringing in players or taking out players can be drastic for the top teams for sure, In 3rd place, I think Arsenal will be finishing there. I know they had a lot of signings and they had spent a lot of money. I think they're one of the teams that spend the most money this year. But with that being said, I know that everybody's been saying that, they like a number 9 and whatsoever, but I just don't think they got the mentality, and they kind of fumble under pressure. And you kind of saw that last season and the seasons prior to. And I mean, they can, make something happen, but I don't think this year will be the year.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, in 3rd place, I have, this might be unpopular, but Liverpool. I have Liverpool finishing 3rd. I know that they've made a lot of good signings, but I do think that a lot of these new signings are going to need some time to maybe adapt and adjust to the game. We did see in the game against Palace in the final that it wasn't really the new signings that struggled a whole lot. It was more so VVD and Salah, which is interesting.
Do anything, man.
These guys are getting a little older now. And it was Salah and VVD who were struggling against Palace in that final. So we don't know if they're going to be consistent in this season, like in the seasons that have passed before, where they've been so good. I see them, maybe declining a little bit, not having the same numbers. Defensively, I feel like they might struggle with Kirkes and Frimpong really pushing up high. So I don't know. I see them struggling a little bit more this season. They're going to be tired. They've played a lot of games. They had the rest. They didn't go to the Club World Cup, so they did rest. But I just don't see them going anything higher than 3rd. 2nd place this year, I think, and I don't want to be too biased, but I think Chelsea will finish 2nd. They have a great team. They have a lot of consistency throughout, the summer with the Club World Cup. I think that there's a lot of progress still need to be done, and I want to be kind of like neutral and not. I do see them if they get other signings, I think, and let some players go. I think for sure they can fight for the Premier League for sure, man. It's really tight. It's super tight, I think. Yeah, it's hard. But for my 2nd place this season, I do have Arsenal there. Now, that'd be, I think, the 3rd year in a row that they would get 2nd.
That's why I put them 3rd, bro.
Yeah,
because I was like, no way they're getting 2nd again.
I know that they got, a really good striker in Victor Gyökeres, but I just don't see them doing it. They have other players there. They signed Madueke from Chelsea. He's a good player, but I don't think he's exactly what they needed. If they would have signed Rodrigo or somebody else, Iñaki Williams, someone like that, I feel like maybe they'd have a higher chance. With Victor Gyökeres, they're going to get more goals distributed around, the front 3.
Another player that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Madueke isn't really that,
Yeah, so I just see them struggling a little bit. Defensively, they've always been pretty strong. I do see them being one of the stronger defensive teams in the league.
For sure.
I'm not quite sure what that is, but I do think that they're going to It's
that
not
mentality,
struggle.
man.
Struggle is the wrong word because second place is still really
Yeah.
good in the Premier League. It's the hardest league in the world, in my opinion, to win. So I think it's a bit unfair, unjust for us to make fun of Arsenal all the time because they do get results. They're a really good, solid team. But I just don't think that this year is the year that they're going to do it. I mean, Gyökeres is great. This is his first season back in the Prem, or his first season in the Prem. I'm not quite sure. I think he's going to get a lot of goals, but I don't think he's going to be the determining factor from being second these last 2 years to all of a sudden being first. I just don't see it.
Yeah. But, I mean, they could, disappoint everyone in winning the league, It's been a couple of years.
Disappoint everyone except the fans.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people most of us don't think that they'll win, but you never know, man.
Some people do, but I don't. I have them second. We'll see.
We'll see.
Even though that I'm a Chelsea fan, or we're both Chelsea fans. So yeah, super biased probably, but I do think that Chelsea have a really good chance of winning the Premier League. Reason being is that they've signed a lot of good players. Again, we've spent a lot of money, but we've sold some players. We're still planning on selling more. I say we as if I'm part of the team, but
hey man, you've been a fan for your whole life. So.
I'm just saying, like, Chelsea do sign a lot of players. They spend a lot of money, but they also sell a lot of players and earn a lot of money. So I think a lot of the players that left so far, I think there were players that did need to go. And the signings that we've made so far have been really solid, as you guys saw in the Club World Cup. The Lap, João Pedro. These players are great. My only worry, my only concern is really the defense. But I mean, against a really solid PSG, we saw the defense lock them down, not struggle too much. So I think the defense, Live did get injured.
And Sanchez did really good throughout the tournament, but I mean, he's kind of inconsistent in the EPL, let's be honest.
He has been.
So getting Donnarumma wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, but I've heard from Fabrizio that there's no contact so far between Chelsea and Donnarumma, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I think defensively we might struggle a little bit, but I just think our attacking and our midfield, I think we have the best midfield.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how Caicedo is
probably in the world
for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, for me, Caicedo is one of the best players in the world, and for sure the best number 6 in the world.
Yep.
So I think that our midfield will help us maybe not struggle so much defensively, but I think up top we're solid. We have really good subs. A lot of the players that came in are attacking players, Estevao, Gittins. So I think that we have such a good amount of players that can play anywhere up top. Really, these players can alternate positions. So I see us winning,
and there'll be really good rotation throughout the whole season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good rotation. We're back in the Champions League, so we're gonna definitely need some of that rotation happening. I just think with Cole Palmer, I mean, last season was a quote unquote bad season, or not as good as the first season he had at Chelsea, and he still had some really good numbers. I mean, we saw him at the Club World Cup, destroyed PSG in my opinion. So I think that he's gonna have a good season again. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope he's injury free, and I think that with Cole Palmer up top, Pedro Neto, João Pedro, I think that it's a good season for Chelsea. I think they'll have a good season.
And for me, I have at first place, I think Liverpool, man. Liverpool can actually take it. I mean, Crystal Palace and Liverpool game, they lacked in some areas, but I mean, I think they have the motivation and they have the quality to keep that consistency of winning games and getting those 3 points. But like you said, I still think it'll be super tight with all these teams that have new signings and players that have left. But I think Liverpool has it. You can say with the death of Diogo Jota can be a really good motivation, and it can also be a really hard place to be at. Because in soccer, I don't think we really talk about this much, but the mentality, the way you feel is how you play. And if you're not really there, I mean, it's really hard to perform and get those results that you really wanted, because your emotions actually have a lot to go with in the game, and you don't really talk about that, but I think that that's a key factor, and that can either be for a really good thing or a really bad thing, so we'll see. And I mean, their new signings, I mean, they're going to want to perform and show that they're world-class players, and that's why they got signed, because they spent a bunch of money on them. And I mean, who wouldn't want to play at a top 4, top 5 team? So I think Liverpool has it, but like you said, any other team can win it in the top 4 that we just mentioned, for sure, man.
Oh, guys, when I say that Chelsea's going to win the league, I'm not saying that they're going to destroy everyone and they're going to have 100 and something points. I'm saying it's going to be super tight. Yeah. This league, I think this is one of the seasons that I'm most excited about, because all of these teams have made a lot of important signings. There's a lot of new players that I'm looking forward to watching, even players from other teams, not just Chelsea. There's some amazing players that the Premier League has brought in.
So there'll be some really good games.
So there's going to be good games. It's going to be tight. I don't think we're going to see what we saw last season with Liverpool, just destroying everyone and being so far away from second and third. I think that this is going to be super tight. I think that, if Chelsea does win the league, whoever wins the league, is going to win it by 2 or 3 points, and it's going to come right until the second to last game or the last game of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe the last 3 games are going to be crucial for the top 3 for sure, man.
For sure. In the top 4, maybe.
Yeah, in the top 4, yeah. So that's it for today, guys. That's our predictions for our top 5 in the EPL. Make sure to leave your comments of who you got in your top 5. Peace.
Baby girl running on my mind. Damn, you must be tired. Spent long